It's pretty common nowadays to grow up with a lot of people around you that just kind of do the same old thing, and their life looks the same for years and years on end, and then they ultimately expect you to follow that same kind of path. And then when you start doing life differently, it's like, hold on, what's going on? What do you think you're doing that's not allowed? We have figured it out. You see, we have stopped trying to do everything perfectly and by the book because we're done being on the hamster wheel. We know that everything that we've been taught is pretty much BS anyways. But the real thing about growth that people don't talk about is the fact that when you grow and you change your whole life, you lose everything first. Because when we're growing up, we have all these things that we've acquired, and then we wake up one day and realize that they're not serving us. So what do we do to change into that next person? We can't carry everything with us. So in this video, I am going to talk about the parts of growth that nobody really likes talking about. Let's go! Welcome to the Radiant Sign. My name is Kendra. I am a clarity and momentum coach. And today we're talking about the ugliness of growth. And it's really ugly. It's really, really hard. And you have to be willing to let go. Otherwise, there's no space for anything new to come into your life. This is why we see a lot of people in our lives that are kind of doing the same thing that they always do, and they always have these big dreams and thoughts and ideas that they want to do stuff, but then nothing actually ever happens. And it's because growth is absolutely terrifying. It is one of the scariest things, if not the scariest thing, you'll go through. Because it happens when you get sick of doing the same old thing and you realize that you're stuck on this unconscious loop and you need to start living differently if you want to see the life that you've dreamed of since you were a kid. So in a lot of cases, that could mean losing the place you're living in, losing your vehicle, losing your phone, or really like everything all at once even. It could look like losing most of your belongings. It can look like losing your family, losing your friends. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of these people that you have to end up letting go of are the same people that you thought would always stick around. And then you come to the realization of, shit, we really are all on our own journeys. And they're not trying to hurt me or anything, but they have their journey and I have mine. And when you meet somebody in life, your paths cross for just a short period of time, and then they'll keep growing. I love using the family tree as a reference for this because it's a great example for at least like blood family, especially. Like, you can be from the same tree, but all the branches grow differently. All the limbs go in different directions. So blood or not, best friends or not, spouse or not, eventually people will just start naturally growing out of your life. And it might seem like it's for the worse and it's going to feel like everything's just spiraling out of control and that you're losing everything and your life is just plummeting to the ground. But there will be a day in the midst of all this where you're going to wake up and you're going to realize, if I kept clutching on to all this, I would have missed all of these doors that just opened for me. Holy shit, because there's going to be a lot. And if we start making decisions based on what somebody else wants us to do or putting somebody else's needs before our own, we're going to miss out on the opportunities that are put in front of us so we can get to that next level of our lives, so we can soar, so we can do better, so we can help more people, so we can help ourselves, so we can grow our family in a healthy way. I mean, think about it. We have all these cycles and patterns that have been handed down through generations, and now we get to break them all. And it hasn't been done before because everybody has been too scared to let go of everything they've known. Creating the life that you want means stepping into the unknown and creating. The unknown, I like to think of it as a blank sheet of paper. You can create anything you want. I mean, just imagine or remember back to when you were a kid and you would be handed a blank piece of paper and crayons, markers, you name it, and you just go to town and you make a wicked cool picture. You lean into your imagination, you lean into your creativity, and you don't limit yourself because you don't even know what that is at that age. You're just allowing yourself to express. And that is how you're going to figure out what path you're supposed to go on, just by coming back to yourself. So yeah, in the midst of all the craziness, the most important thing is to be silent in it and be still in it and listen to your inner guidance and your guides and just kind of trust. Because it's the moment that we stop trusting and we start reacting out of fear. Notice I said reacting, not responding. Reacting out of fear, that's when things really start to spiral. And then we have like 47 tabs open in our heads and we have no idea what direction we're supposed to go in. And then we just start forgetting the basic things, like getting up on time because we're absolutely exhausted from staying up late worrying about it, or eating regular meals because we're trying to solve a million problems in one day. There are so many things that can slip by when we're so caught up in what's going wrong. But everything that's going wrong is actually still in your highest good. It's something to learn from, and it's making space for, again, more to come in. And that is the thing about growth that people don't really talk about. Some people do, some people don't. Some people touch on it and then they just don't want to get into it. But really, it looks gross. It looks difficult. But it's the ones that can prosper through it and do what they need to do for themselves and their family. If you have kids, then you know that you cannot be there for them in the way that you want to if you're not there for yourself first. And a lot of times it looks like taking the hard road, and then people will think that you're crazy and wonder what's wrong with you. Why would you do this? It's so much harder, but it brings the most peace too. Like, Rome wasn't built in a day. You're gonna get to your goals. So don't let all the difficult stuff going on around you get you down, because it just means that you're headed in the right direction, as crazy as that sounds. And if you're in the beginning of your journey and you're trying to make little changes and things haven't gotten messy, just go in prepared. Again, you're headed in the right direction, you're doing great, and you're probably starting with the little things first, like changing just one thing throughout your day, one pattern you want to break, or trying to catch yourself with one thing that you always think about or you always say, and you're trying to catch yourself, you're trying to be on top of it more. In doing all of those things, you are actually changing your overall vibration. This is science. This isn't the video to go into it, so if you're interested in more, definitely look it up, because it's real and it affects everything. With that said, because it affects everything, when that changes, you are not going to be the same person, and that's when others are going to start kind of looking at you a little different, wondering what you're doing, why you're doing it, because it's very unorthodox and you're not you anymore, and why are you acting like that now? And they don't realize that this version is you. This is the version of you that's finally listening to yourself and trying to do better for yourself. And this is when the growth starts, and also when it seems like everything's falling apart. But trust that it's actually coming together, because that is just the first step. And then once again people start noticing, that's when the people will start kind of slowly fading out of your life. Again, in a good way. It's always a blessing in disguise. Everything that goes wrong is a blessing in disguise. We just have to keep trusting it. And think about it. Any big speaker that you see, like Tony Robbins or even Dr. Joe Dispenza, I'm going beyond just speakers, but like just anybody that you can think of, Aaron Doughty, anybody that you have looked up to or used as a mentor or a coach, or anybody that has helped you through hard times in your life, has had this exact moment. They have all fallen, and that is why they are where they are. Because if they didn't fall, if they didn't lose everything that was not serving them, they would have never been able to build what they did. They would have never had the space to do it. Physically, emotionally, mentally, like they realized that they had to really let go and accept that things were changing for them to really lean into what they knew they needed to do and build their life that works for them so they can turn around and help more people. I mean, I know like Tony Robbins, he like growing up, his family didn't have a lot of money, and he has the story of this guy bringing a turkey to their house, and his dad got so mad and he was like trying to slam the door in the guy's face and stuff. Like, he went through it when he was growing up, and there were just many lessons after that too. I'm not going to get into. And then with Aaron Doughty too, like, he was, what was it? I think he was like living in his mom's house, or I forget where he was living, but he was selling women's shoes. It's like his go-to talk, but he was feeling miserable and just knew that something needed to change. Like, he went from having absolutely nothing to just allowing things to fall away that he didn't need, and he put everything he had into building him. And now he's helping how many people? Tony Robbins is helping how many people? Dr. Joe Dispenza. He was, I believe, paralyzed. I don't know, like, the whole information of, like, how much of him was paralyzed. I think it was his legs. But he made a promise to himself that he would apply mind over matter and believe that he was going to get better, because the doctors told him he'd never walk again. And he vowed that if he pulled himself through it and was able to walk again from belief alone, that he would dedicate the rest of his life to helping people do the same thing. And that's exactly what he's doing today. It can be so scary. You might, it's not for everybody, but you might lose everything. You might maybe not lose everything, but be in a really kind of scary position that really challenges you. And another tricky thing while you're in the middle of it too is that you're going to get a lot of opportunities that give you the chance to escape, or because you're like trying to get stability. You're like crawling through all of the shit, and you're trying to form stability, and your mind's kind of panicking because it needs you safe in this box, and now the box has broke, and you're just like, and you're just trying to figure it out. So your mind is like grasping at every single opportunity it can, and that's when you really have to use your discernment, because it can feel so scary. And that fear alone will make you think that you have to accept the very first thing that comes in, because it will make you believe that you need to, that you have to, that you don't have a choice. But you always have a choice. Because if you don't accept one thing, or even if you just sit on it, don't give it an answer, just say, yeah, let me think about it, you'll see over time that more opportunities will start coming in that make more sense for you. And then you'll be so thankful that you didn't go for that first opportunity, because the second or third one was the one that you've been waiting for. So yeah, it's terrifying, but it wouldn't be happening if you couldn't handle it. We have gone through so much shit, and here we are. We've made it. It's a hard battle, but you've already won. Now the physical just needs to catch up and make room for the new to come in. So, yeah, it was kind of a lot. Again, with everything, I say this in my tarot readings too, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Not everything's for everybody. This is just what I have noticed in my personal life, and now I'm here sharing it with as many people as I can. So I hope this landed for you, hope it helps, and I hope to see you in the next video.